That means it's also the kosher. It's locked up. It's incarcerated. You can't take it out. You can't accomplish anything with it. It's something that at this point in time, in this physical world, we cannot elevate this spark, which is, for example, everything that's treif, unkosher, everything that's forbidden in however way we should look at it, if it's food or other things. So these are things that now we cannot elevate it. When Mashiach will come, the upcoming redemption, so it says the world will become purified. So then there are certain things which, I'm not going to mention here the examples, things that will become kosher when Mashiach comes. But at this point, it is impossible to elevate it because it's completely in a situation prohibited. Yeah, right. So Ma is the inyan of bittul. Ma means that he's bottled, he's humility, humble. He feels like, Ma, what am I? V'nachnu ma, as Moshe Rabbeinu said, who are we? No entity. He felt he's no being in his own right. He's completely humility. So therefore, when somebody is in a state of humility, and he represents Torah, which is the inyan of bringing down a nullification of the world toward Hashem, so then it gives him the potential to elevate and refine the sparks of Kedusha that are in all the physical matters, physical objects. Hanasa, so therefore there's two things there. Torah is from the perspective from above to below. Looking at the world from above to below. Torah, when Torah deals with the world, it actually issues verdicts. It issues verdicts. It issues a verdict. This is kosher. This is not kosher. By the mere fact that it is issuing a verdict, it is accomplishing a refinement in this certain object. On the other hand, mitzvahs, it is not enough that he's sitting in his place and issuing a verdict, but he actually has to deal with it. He has to do a mitzvah with it in a physical sense. Which means that by doing a mitzvah with it, he elevates the spark of Kedusha which is in that object. So therefore there is limud ha-Torah v'kiyam ha-mitzvahs al yedei neshamas ha-meluboshim beguf dafke. Through the neshamas that are, the souls that are enclosed in the body. Why the souls in the body dafke? Because you need both things. On one hand, you have the potential of your soul which can accomplish it because it's a special light, a special potential. This is called Ma, the humility, the bittul to Hashem, nullification to Hashem, a state of nullification to Hashem. Ban is referring to the spark that needs to be elevated. So together it's the neshama and guf, soul and the body, and together it is also Torah and mitzvahs. Torah is the spiritual aspect of it, the potential of it. Mitzvahs is how he actually fulfills a mitzvah with a physical object, so he's accomplishing a refinement. Because every yid is a b'chinas ma, the state of nullification, bittul. He has this sense of nullification towards Hashem, although he's not always aware of it. Ki yesh bein nitzutz v'meisha. He has a spark of meisha. How do we know it? So as it says also in Gemara, it says we're up to page 221, as it says also in Chumash, it says, V'ata Yisrael mo'avaya lekecha she'el me'imach. That what is Hashem asking from you? It's a small thing, to fear Hashem. so the Gemara says, V'ata Yisrael means that in Legabi Meisha milsa zutrasi. Legabi Meisha, it's a small thing. The Alter Rebbe comes in Tanya and says that everyone has this spark of Moshe Rabbeinu soul in their neshama, and therefore everyone to come to a certain state of bittul and nullification, not as Moshe Rabbeinu, but a reflection of the nullification of Moshe Rabbeinu that he said on himself, "V'nachnu mo shahoya b'bchinas ma," like someone says, "What are we?" No identification, no entity. So this is, every neshama has this potential. Through learning Torah and fulfilling mitzvahs, he is refining the sparks of ban, which is the sparks of the world, the spiritual world that that existed, but it's only a spiritual world, that existed before this physical world, Elam Ateo, and there was chaos there, and it collapsed, and the sparks of Kedusha of those worlds ended up in the different exiles, in the different lakes and rivers that are related to the 4 exiles. In the time of Mitzrayim, from the 288 sparks, we took out 202 sparks, and we were left with 86 sparks, which these 86, although it's a smaller number than 202, but because the neshamas, the souls in the later generations, are not as general and as unique as the earlier ones, and these sparks themselves also split into splinters, so therefore we're still sitting in Golus, in exile. Shall Yedei Zeh Nitzutzi Ban. This is Ban is referred to the Nitzutzi Kedusha that are in the sparks of Kedusha that are in every physical object. Okay, so we need to understand it. So we're talking in general. We're talking Tulmun Aleph. Good, but we read Mechafila before it. Look how many years. Look how many years that I was talking about from Golus Mitzrayim, thousands of years from the Egyptian exile. Shall Yedei Ze'elu L'mayla B'Bchina Shem Sag Shu L'mayla Memao Ban. So then it goes up to B'China Shem Sag, which is Bina, to put it in attribute names. It's to classify it. It's Bina Shu L'mayla Memao Ban. K'mevur Binyan B'Torah She'itra Le'imei Gemer, which aim mother Binyan of Bina Shem Sag. Ban is Malchus. Ban is the lowest of all the attributes, called Malchus. The reason why Ban has to do with the sparks of these sacred sparks is because Malchus descends into the lower world, into Elam Abriya, as we say it also in the Eshes Chayil, in A Woman of Valor. We say, V'atokam beid Laila, v'atipin teref levesa, that Malchus descended, the attribute of royalty, which is the lowest of the 10 attributes, descended into the lower world, and elevates the sparks of Kedusha that Yidden accomplished in Torah mitzvahs that day. Every day. She elevates it, and the next day, this is accomplished in the morning prayer, Shachris, the Tefillah. This is the Aliyas HaMalchus. There's 4 levels, sections in the davening, in the morning prayer. So this is called Aliyas HaMalchus, how the attribute of royalty elevates to higher. And then it says, Vatitin teref levesa. It gave, it brought teref, in other words, it brought a lot of treasures to our house, which means the world of Atzilus. Teref, the numerical value of teref, is 288 plus the Kalel. Ima Kalel, 289. I'm saying 288 and 288 sparks of Kedusha, of these sparks that fell from this chaotic world, Elam Hateo, spiritual world. And then there is the general number, so it's 289. This is the numerical value of the word teref. A neshama, when a neshama comes down in this physical world and does a mitzvah or learns Torah, studies Torah, it is actually accomplishing the highest elevation for itself and for the Torah mitzvahs and for the sparks of what it refined in the course of fulfilling the mitzvahs.
And even more than that is when 10 Yidden are doing it, like right now.
And when 10 Yidden get together, so even if they're not learning Torah, the Shechina is there. And it says that the Shechina, the godliness is there, when 10 people, 10 Yidden congregate together, even if they're not studying, that even a Malach becomes bottle.
That's what I said before, but Hashem is here without... You're saying that is everywhere. So what do you mean the 10 Yidden doing that? What the different levels? What do you mean the change?
You look in the Geras HaKodesh, in Tanya, in Simach of Gimel, the Alter Rebbe says over there, there's different levels. There's Ashros HaShechina, there is Kevei Leishar, when you get the different, how many